Dear teachers, welcome to the assessment and evaluation lecture. In the previous lecture, we have completed Unit 1, that is Perspectives on Assessment and Evaluation. And, and I'm sure that these lectures have benefited all of you. However, although we have touched on all the important concepts in the first unit, there is a concept which is known as continuous comprehensive evaluation, or CCE. And I'm sure you are going to be a part of this continuous comprehensive evaluation very soon, because the moment you become a teacher and you join a school, or the moment you join a school as a teacher, automatically you become a part of this concept or a part of CCE, and you should be thorough with what exactly is happening with CCE, or continuous comprehensive evaluation. Now, I'm sure that many of you are not maths students. I guess 38 or 40 of you might be maths students. The remaining 60 of you might not have done maths after your 10th standard, or might not have done maths after your 12th standard. So the moment you saw this screen, which spoke about percentage, which spoke about marks, which spoke about how to allot the marks, which spoke about the allocation of weightage to these marks, or to these units, or to these assessments, or to these formative assessment and summative assessments. I'm sure you all must have got a bit worried. So what I have done is that I have recorded this lecture specially to clarify all your doubts about these assessments. See, let me tell you, dear teachers, you cannot say that I am not good with numbers, because numbers will be a part of your life as teachers. You may not be comfortable with numbers. I understand that, because we have not looked at numbers, or we have not looked at mathematics since our 10th standard, or maybe since our 12th standard. Once we finished our 12th, or once we finished our 10th, or maybe even before that, we have just not looked at mathematics. However, since you have decided to become teachers, of course, you will have to know little bit of mathematics at least, so that you can give correct inputs, correct marks to your students. You should know what is percentage, because that will play a very important role in the life of a student. You should know how to get average marks, because again, that will play a very important role in your life as a teacher and your students' lives. You should know how to scale down the marks, how to scale up the marks. So all these things will be very, very important for you as teachers. Now, if you look at this slide, I'm sure some of you must be worried. What is this 10%? And of what is this 10%? Now you also need to look at the row which is there on top. See, normally these are called rows which are horizontal and columns are vertical. Okay. So if you look at the top row, it says term, it says type of assessment, it says percentage of weightage in academic session, this says term wise weightage, and it also gives you total, that is out of 200 marks. So if you see the entire year from the entire academic year from June to March in the following year, the entire academic year is divided into 2 sessions or 2 terms when it comes to CCE or continuous comprehensive evaluation. So it is divided into 2 terms. The first term normally starts in June, ends in September, after which you have your Diwali holidays. The second term starts after the Diwali holidays and goes on till the month of March. So this is the division of the entire academic year. Now, since you are looking at it from CCE perspective, that is continuous comprehensive evaluation, and this CCE as of now is applicable only till 8th standard. So 9th standard and 10th standard will have a different way of assessing students or evaluating students. So here we need to understand this with respect to students till 8th standard. And of course, since you have done your B.Ed, you will be teaching students from 5th to 10th. So of course, with 9th and 10th standard, the pattern of giving marks is different. It is straightforward. Whereas when it comes to giving marks and grades, especially for students till 8th standard, it is following the CCE pattern. Now, in the first term, if you look at this slide carefully, you see there is formative assessment 1, which has 10% weightage. 10% of what? Of 200 marks. Okay, so that works out to 20 marks. Then you look at formative assessment 2. Again, it has 10%. So that is out of 200 marks. So again, 20 marks. So formative assessment 1 and 2 total comes to 20%. That means this 10% plus this 10%. So it comes to 20%. So what will be the total marks? 20 marks means 20% means how many marks? 40 marks. Okay. Then we will move on to summative assessment. Summative assessment 1, which has 30% weightage. So 30% of what? Of again 200 marks. So that will be 60 marks, which is further divided into 50 marks for theory and 10 marks for internals. So that becomes 30%. So if you see 20% of formative plus 30% of summative in the first term, so that becomes 50%. So what is 50% of 200? It is 100. Okay, it is 100. So your first term, when you will look at the first term marks, they will be actually out of 100. That is 20 marks for formative 1, 20 marks for formative 2. Summative 1 will have again 50 marks theory and 10 marks internals. Now let me tell you, all these marks, whatever the students score till 8th standard, you are not going to show them the marks. You are going to convert them into grades and then show it to them. Now, how will you convert them into grades? There will be a sheet which will be given to you in your schools, which will tell you that if a student has scored, let us say, 17 marks, he will get A grade, or he will get B grade, or he will get C grade. That will be given to you. Whether if a student has scored 5 marks, what grade the student gets. If the student has scored 10 marks, what grade the student gets. So that list, of course, that sheet will be given to you in your schools. But you need to understand when you are correcting the papers, because formative assessment will be normally, most of the schools conduct it as a pen and paper test. So there the students will write. So you will be giving them marks. Your formative assessment too will have, of course, it will be internal assessment. So you can have assignments, you can have projects, you can have practicals for science, so, or geography as well. So again, you should know how to give marks, and then these marks are converted into grades. Similar thing happens with summative. That 50 marks will be theory. So you need to assess the paper, you need to evaluate the questions and answers, and of course give marks. So that again is 50 marks, and 10 marks again for internals. So that becomes, your total becomes 100 marks in the first term. Similar pattern is followed for the second term. Second term begins after Diwali and ends in March, or sometimes it might go on to April. So again, the same thing is followed. Formative 3, which will be pen and paper test normally. Again, it has 10% weightage, which is of 200 marks, so 20 marks. Formative assessment 4, which will again be internals, assignments, orals, practicals, will have again 20 marks. Summative assessment 2, which will again be divided into 2, that is theory and internal. Theory will have 50 marks, internals will have 10 marks. So that way, formative 3 and 4 will have 20% weightage, so 40 marks. Summative 2 will have 30% weightage, which is 60 marks. So this 40 and this 60 again comes to 100 marks. So the total is 100 marks. 100 marks is 50% of 200. So again that comes to, this is 50%, this is 50%. That is, term 1 is 50%, term 2 is 50%. So that becomes total 100%. And what is the 100%? What are the total marks? They are 200 marks. I know it would be still a bit of an issue for some of you. So what I have done is that I have broken it down with respect to marks. Okay, let us look at term 1 now. First term, which is before Diwali holidays, starts in June, goes on till September or till the Diwali holidays. So there you will have formative assessment 1, also known as FA1, FE1. So formative assessment will have 20 marks. Formative assessment 1. Normally it is a pen and paper test. It carries 20 marks. You can divide that assessment into four assessments, or 4 tests of 5 marks each, or of 2 marks each. You can have 10 tests, or you can have 2 tests of 10 marks each, or you can have a direct assessment of 20 marks. So that is up to the schools. Okay, so some of the schools are directly following 20 marks pattern. There are some of them are giving 5 marks test, or some of them are giving 2 marks, or some of them are giving 10 marks. So that is up to every school. So whichever school you join, please follow what pattern they are following. Okay, so that is clear. Formative assessment 1 has 20 marks. Formative assessment 2, which will include your orals, your assignments, your practicals. So that will again have 20 marks. I hope this is clear till here. 20 marks for formative 1, 20 marks for formative 2, and summative assessment 1 will have, again, as I said earlier, it is divided into 2 parts. One is theory, which will have 50 marks, pen and paper test, and internal marks 10. Again, it can be assignment, orals, practicals, projects. So total, if you see, this is 20 plus 20, 40. 40 plus 50 is 90. 90 plus 10 is 100. You can use your calculators. If you're not so good with numbers, please use your calculators and add these marks. You will get the total as 100. So these are your total marks. 100 marks for first term or term 1. I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear till here at least. And there is no confusion now. So this is 100 marks. So we have spoken only about first term, which is till the Diwali holidays. Then after that it is term 2. Formative. Now in second term you will have formative assessment 3, which will have 20 marks, and formative assessment 4, which will have 20 marks. So formative assessment 3 will be again written test. Normally it is pen and paper test, so it can be 5 marks each, so that you get 20 marks, or 2 marks each so that you can get 20 marks, or a 10 marks test, or directly a 20 marks test. It is up to the schools again. Then formative assessment 4 will have of course internals, assignment, orals, practicals, projects. So these are in your hands as teachers. Then you come to summative assessment 2. Now we are talking about the second term, so summative assessment 2, because there are 2 summative assessments in a given year. So summative 1 is before Diwali, summative 2 is at the end of the academic year, towards the end of the academic year. There again, summative 2 will have theory and internal marks. Theory will have 50 marks, internals will have 10 marks. So total comes to 100 marks. So that is term 2. So term 1, 100 marks, term 2, 100 marks. So total comes to 200 marks. So let me tell you again, you are converting these marks into grades. Okay, based on the sheet that will be provided to you in your schools, in your respective schools. So now let us understand this. Now to clarify it further, I have gone ahead and put it in this way, which might help you. Term 1 consists of FA1, formative assessment 1, FA2, formative assessment 2, and summative assessment 1, which will have theory and internal marks. So for FA1 is 20 marks, FA2 is 20 marks, SA1, that is summative assessment, has 60 marks, so total comes to 100 marks. Term 2 again FA3 plus FA4 plus SA2, that is formative assessment 3 plus formative assessment 4 plus summative assessment 2, that is theory plus internal, so total comes to 100 marks. See, you need to listen to this lecture again. All the asynchronous lectures which I have sent, please try and listen to those lectures again so that you understand the concept. This is very, very important for you. So you see the grand total now. Term 1 has 100 marks. Term 2 has 100 marks. So the total for the entire year, the total has come to 200 marks. Dear teachers, please understand this. Term 1 has 100, term 2 has 100, so total comes to 200. Very important, at least with respect to CCE. So if you see over here, I have given it to you in comparative format. Term 1, formative assessment 1 has 20, formative 2 has 20, summative 1 has 50 and 10, total comes to 100. Term 2, formative 3 has 20, formative 4 has 20, summative 2 has again 50 and 10. Total comes to again 100. So the total of term 1 and term 2 is 200 marks. So the entire year will have 200 marks, of course, which will be further converted into grades. Term 1, you will be assessing the students on 100 marks. Term 2, you will be assessing them on 100 marks. Okay. So this is how the continuous comprehensive evaluation pattern works. Let me repeat myself. These are not shown as marks to the students, they are shown as grades. Okay, so all these marks that you will give the students will be converted into grades. You will not show them the marks. So you need to be very careful when it comes to the continuous and comprehensive evaluation, or the CCE pattern. This is very, very important for you, dear teachers. So do not get confused with this slide. It was explained with respect to percentages. So the weightage is given over here, whereas I have given you a breakdown of that weightage. I have given you the breakup of that weightage. I have broken it down into these comparative charts for your better understanding. Now let me also tell you, you can listen to this lecture as well as the previous lectures to get a better understanding of this unit. And what I will also do is that I will go ahead and post the notes of this unit on Google Classroom, or maybe, yes, rather than maybe, I will go ahead and do that so that it benefits all of you. If you want to make your own notes, you are free to do that. If you want to refer to some additional information, you are free to do that. As long as the answers that you will write in your papers will be related to the content that we are talking about, that will be important. Understanding the concept is very important. Understanding what you are supposed to do is very important. I know some of you will have the fear of numbers. Some of you will be uncomfortable while working with numbers. However, dear teachers, let me tell you, if you have decided to become teachers, then you need to work with numbers, because you cannot escape numbers as teachers. And your students will look up to you. They will look up to you for encouragement. They will look up to you for guidance. So you cannot be confused yourselves when it comes to explaining to them how they got those grades or how they got those marks, as and when, if at all, you discuss the marks. So my dear teachers, I have tried to explain to you these marks in the simplest of the ways that I could do. As I said, if you want, you can listen to this lecture again. You can replay it. You can stop it, listen to it again. You can go ahead and understand this in the way that you can understand it. Try and understand it as much as you can. Apart from that, I am also sending you the notes for this unit so that you can go ahead and refer to the notes and prepare for your exams as and when they will be planned. So after this lecture, we will begin with unit 2, or not unit 2 rather, that will be covered by Dr. Russell. We will be going ahead with the other unit which I'm supposed to cover. I'm supposed to cover unit 5 and unit 6, so I will see which unit I can cover. Okay, as of now, you can be rest assured that I will send you the notes for this unit. So all the best to you, dear teachers. If at all you have any difficulties, as I said, you can always let me know. If you feel that you are not comfortable discussing your difficulties or sharing your difficulties in the groups that we have made, all of you have my number. You can WhatsApp it to me. You can put it on my in my Telegram account. So you can message me. I'm always there to sort out all your difficulties, to answer all the questions that you may have, to address all your difficulties, to address all your queries related to the units that I'm covering. So please don't worry about how you will go about with things. If you have decided to become teachers, I'm sure you have decided that you will give your 100%. And I'm sure all of you are giving your 100%. The very fact that you are attending these lectures, the very fact that you are attempting the questions that are sent across to you, the quiz that was sent across to you, shows that you are dedicated. You are the teachers that your students can look up to. We are very proud to have you as our trainees, as our teacher trainees. And I'm sure you will make your students also proud, and you will make them understand what is teaching learning. Okay, with this, I will stop here. Thank you for your time. Appreciate your patience. All the best to all of you. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day.